And we are 5 minutes into the next portion of our session, so I'm going to move swiftly in that direction. Now is the fun part. This is the interactive part of our work. And while I know that you all feel like we just came from socializing during lunch, this is a different way of socializing and interacting with each other. What we're going to ask you to do is to work in small groups, taking a stab at helping problematize the diagram that Mark showed this morning. The very simple diagram that had multiple ways, conceptual maps for thinking about moving from downstream to upstream in a way that is practical to your organizations. So our lovely Carla and Alina are going to be passing around worksheets that each one of you, we're inviting you to make notes on. And we invite you to do that not as an individual exercise, but rather as a group exercise. You'll notice that there are magenta squares, pink neon squares all over the room from 1 through 8. And we invite you to very nicely, like imagine that you are in middle school right now, that you distribute yourselves evenly across those 8 groups. And your task is going to be to, we're going to have 5 minutes for, 5 groups. Oh, since we're small, I will follow your direction, Alina. We're going to move into 5 groups. So ignore 6, 7, and 8. That reminds me of the joke. All right, so 1 through 5. And we invite you to think about the presentations that we've had today, to think about the tensions and promises highlighted in each one of the panels, and to think about cross-cutting themes such as workforce, resources, organizational structures, policies, data, technology, and metrics that we need to be able to move upstream or to do downstream well, right? We ask that you select a rapporteur and a note taker within your group, and that one copy of the handout that you have is used to annotate group consensus. But we want you to take home with you a copy of the diagram and a copy of the sheet where you're putting your thoughts, because this is a conversation that we hope will continue virtually outside of this room, and not only as a conversation, but in practice. So you have until 3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, we're going to invite you to convene back as a group, and we're going to do a share back. Unless anybody has any questions, go.